It was almost 2 a.m. when he parked the car behind a closed grocery store. The sign lights were still glowing, but the doors were locked, and the world felt shut down. He chose that spot because it was quiet and nobody asked questions there. He turned off the engine slowly, not because he wanted silence, but because gas was expensive and every dollar mattered. The heater stopped. Cold air filled the car. He pulled his jacket tighter and leaned his head back against the seat. This was America. The country people back home talked about like it was heaven. The country he once believed would change his life forever. 3 years earlier, he landed at the airport with one suitcase and a heart full of hope. He remembered how big everything felt, the roads, the buildings, the dreams. He promised himself he would work hard, stay honest, and never give up. At first, things went well. He found a job. Not perfect, but decent. He shared an apartment with 2 other people. Life felt stable. Then slowly, things changed. Work hours were reduced. Bills increased. Rent went up. The pressure started building, but he told himself it was temporary. One day, the manager called him into the office. The conversation was short. Budget cuts. Company restructuring. They thanked him for his work and wished him luck. Luck didn't show up. Weeks passed. Interviews came and went. Emails said, "We'll get back to you." They never did. Savings disappeared faster than he expected. He stopped eating out. Then he stopped eating properly. Finally, he stopped paying rent. The day he moved out, he packed his things quietly. No drama, no goodbye speeches. Just a suitcase and a backpack. His car became his home. At first, he told himself it was just for a few nights. Then a few weeks passed. Every morning followed the same routine. Wake up before sunrise, find a public restroom, wash his face, brush his teeth, change clothes inside the car carefully, hoping nobody was watching. Then he went out again to interviews, to job centers, to anywhere that promised a chance. People smiled at him. They shook his hand. They said, "We'll be in touch." No one could tell he slept in a car. That's the strange thing about America. You can be completely broken inside and still look normal outside. Nights were the hardest. When the city went quiet, his thoughts became loud. He thought about home, about his mother, about the voice messages she left, asking if he was eating well, if he was happy. He never told her the truth. He didn't want pity. He didn't want her to worry. So he said everything was fine. That night in the parking lot, the cold felt sharper than usual. His phone battery was low. No music. No distractions. Just silence. He stared at the steering wheel and wondered how life had changed so fast. How someone could work so hard and still end up here. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't irresponsible. He just ran out of time and support. A car slowly entered the parking lot and parked a few spaces away. He noticed it but didn't move. In America, people mind their own business. That's the rule. A few minutes passed. Then a door opened. Footsteps. His heart started beating faster. He stayed still, pretending to be asleep. A voice came from outside, calm, not threatening. "Hey, you good?" He opened his eyes. A man stood there, mid-40s maybe, simple jacket, no attitude. That question, "You good?" hit him harder than any insult ever could, because no one had asked him that in a long time. He hesitated. Then he spoke. "I'm trying." That was all he said. The man nodded. Didn't push, didn't judge. He went back to his car. A few moments later, he returned with a bag. He placed it gently on the hood. "There's food in here," he said, "and a blanket. It's cold tonight." Inside the bag was warm food, simple, but warm. There was also a note. "You're not alone. Don't give up." That night he cried quietly in the driver's seat, not because he was weak, but because someone saw him. The next morning his phone rang. It was the same man. They talked, not about pity, not about charity, just about work, opportunities, life. 2 days later he started a small job, not glamorous, but honest. Weeks passed. Slowly life stabilized. He saved a little, then a little more. Eventually, he rented a small room, nothing fancy, but it had a bed, a door, privacy. The first night he slept there, he couldn't fall asleep. The silence felt different, safer. Today, his life isn't perfect. He still struggles. He still works long hours, but he's standing again. And every time he passes someone sleeping in a car or sitting quietly on the sidewalk, he remembers that night. He remembers that sometimes one question can save a life. Are you okay? In a country full of opportunities, kindness is still the most powerful thing.